Hey everyone, Will Mosley here. If you need a promotional film that does a ridiculous amount for you that can literally change the way you view your business, um, go over to heywillmosley.com, Mosley, heywillmosley.com, and go ahead and get your quote today. What happens when you buy a camera? No, I don't mean like, what happens at the register and you spend all your money, or no, I don't mean like what happens when you press the shutter button. I mean, what actually happens when you own a camera, when you hold a new camera in your hands? Is it going to change your day? Is it going to change what is possible, or is everything going to be the exact same? I see this as what happens when you buy a workout subscription, where like you have an intent of, if I get this workout plan, I'm going to get buff or I'm going to lose weight. But that's not what that means. And I think that a lot of people understand that. The same is true for a camera. Whether you're a photographer, whether you want to be, a filmmaker, whether you already have a camera and you just bought a new camera, buying that object, all in all, is not going to make you that filmmaker. It's not going to make you lose weight. It can. It very much can. But just because that you have that item in your hand does not mean that that's what it equals. What you have to have before you even buy the camera or buy the workout plan is like a commitment. A commitment to do something for X amount of days, do something for even when it's hard and painful. You have to have something that will drive you through the initial excitement. I'm bringing this up because I recently bought an iPhone XS Max, right? $1,500 phone, a ridiculous spend. I bought it because I wanted to replace my Sony RX100 5, which I broke by dropping on the Sam's Club floor, which happened to be a really sour, discouraging moment for me because I had just finally gotten into the groove of using that camera on a day-to-day basis. I knew the ins and outs. It was working perfectly with my filmmaking. I was making films almost every day. I gotta be truthful. It's more like every few days. So clearly I had some resentment to the Sam's Club floor. And clearly I thought that this iPhone XS Max would replace that vibe, that feeling, that need, that drive to make a film every couple of days. And to anyone that's confused that's seeing me drop a film every day already, I mean make a lifestyle film every day. Right now, you are seeing a lot of times. You're seeing a lot of my creating in Final Cut Pro, which is great. What actually happened when I had that phone in my hands finally for the first time? And I say phone, I can also mean camera. Same thing. I was excited. There was a lot of cool things to check out. then I immediately had to deal with AT&T and how horrible experience I had with them, which just really discouraged me and threw me all sorts off. And then I got in the settings and kind of learned that the camera quality in low light wasn't so good, and realized that the transfer process was harder to make happen. All these different things. Some might even call them excuses not. Same thing happens when you start a workout plan. You know, the first day is like you're amped, you're like super excited to make this happen. You're like, yeah, I'm so happy I spent $30 on this subscription per month, or $15 per month. I got my shorts on, I'm ready. You do the first workout and it kicks your ass. You're like, fuck, that sucked. And then you do the second one, and somehow you get interrupted by the kids, so you're only able to do half. And then you get home and you're tired from work, so you're like, I really don't want to do this at all, but you kind of drag through 30 minutes of working out. And it doesn't become as glamorous as it once was. Same with this phone or this camera. I think the same thing applies to anything like buying a drone or buying all these different things. You buy in so much into the hype of what it can or could do, but don't realize how much it's going to take to fit into your lifestyle, and also how much commitment that you have to put into that object, that thing, to make it work for you consistently. So it's such a hard urge and such a hard itch to not have, because there's things constantly bombarding us with the new, and the great. But ultimately, that workout plan and that camera, it can change your life. It can change your perception on a lot of different things. But it all starts with you. It all starts with your perception of, can I do this? Can I make this happen? Can I stay consistent with this? Am I willing to push through the hard parts of this, the limitations of this, the ups, the downs? Can I commit to this? And once you're able to do that, and not only commit, but do, and execute every day, every day, then that camera, that workout plan becomes way more valuable than what you even bought it for. That's what I want to do with my iPhone XS Max paired with my SL2. Right now, I've been, trying to learn a couple of things here and there, but I haven't practically put it to the need that I wanted, where I wanted to use it all the time with the SL2 and make me make better films. I use the excuse of low light, and when the majority of the time I'm not even in low light, So this is really a podcast for hopefully you, if you're maybe either thinking about making a big purchase, or maybe you already bought something big and you're kind of feeling like a little bit regretful about it, or maybe like, oh man, the news wore off. Maybe it's a motivational kick to maybe get you back on track, or maybe it's just, you're enjoying listening to Will in the morning or at work or whatever. For me, this is a motivational kick to use my iPhone XS Max paired with my SL2 and get back to work. Alright. Remember, if you need a promotional film that does more, that will make your next product, your next promotion look great, hit me up, heywillmosley.com. Or you can even shoot me a text at 828-582-7265. All right, get you on the next one. Bye.